I'm very pleased to have with us in our first segment today Skip and Pat Doyle, who are the co-district governors of Rotary District 7910. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I thought, and we'll leave it to whoever wants to jump in first, for our viewers who might not be familiar with what Rotary does, maybe you could talk a little bit about Rotary and then we could get into the foundation.
I think that's very interesting that you would say that, because it seems to be we're so immersed in what Rotary is that we assume everyone knows what Rotary is. And then all of a sudden you say to someone, do you know what Rotary is? And they say, oh, I don't have any idea what Rotary is. So what are we? Well, here in central Massachusetts, our District 7910 is made up of 50 clubs, central Massachusetts and Metro West. So we go from the New Hampshire border to the Rhode Island border. That's our district. We have about 1,500 Rotarians. The mission of Rotary worldwide is service above self. That's what we do, that's what we're involved with, and we promote integrity in business. That's one of the main things we do, advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace all over the world. And we have many business professional leaders who are members, and community leaders that are members of Rotary. And that's one of the important things about Rotary is they follow a four-way test. So if you do business with a Rotarian, you're doing business with someone who says, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And is it beneficial to all concerned? So you know you're doing business with
somebody who's committed
yes.
on lots of levels.
Yes.
And in that regard, somebody that you recently honored in your capacity as co-district governors, and that's a great husband-wife operation there. Satya Mitra, and Satya is a member of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce, a member of our board of directors, and is the owner with his wife of the Tax Guru, a local business that has given back in a lot of different ways, and you just recently honored him.
We did. Dr. Satya Mitra, as he is sometimes referred to as, is just a force that is hard to describe as far as his energy. He has so many commitments to this city and various organizations and groups primarily that are helping the city in so many ways. And in our $1 million journey that we will talk about a little bit more, we had made a commitment or a promise to our district that we would raise $1 million for the Rotary Foundation, which is an incredible arm of Rotary. And through the efforts of Satya, we raised, or primarily he, through his efforts, raised at this point $1.3 million in a matter of probably 7 months, which we originally thought was probably going to take more than 2 years to do. So just at the multi-district conference that we had 2 weeks ago, and this was a complete surprise to everybody except Pat and I.
Such as a hard one to pull one over on.
Absolutely, and we did it.
We determined that Satya would be the Rotarian of the Year for our district, and on the Saturday evening dinner, where the Rotary International President, John Germ, was present to be the keynote speaker. Later on that evening, we made the presentation to Satya, but actually the Rotary International President, John Germ, actually made the presentation handing Satya his award.
And that, well-deserved. I mean, for some of our viewers who may not be familiar, his commitment, helping raise funds to help put lights at Kendrick Field. He, through the local Rotary Club, raised money to help fund the new bridge, the Meyer Craft Bridge at Elm Park. They raised money with the current team for opioid to help, try to address the issue and put some additional funding for the opioid epidemic. And the list goes on. And this foundation effort, and maybe, there's Rotary that meets regularly. They take local service projects but then there's this international component through the foundation.
And the interesting thing about the foundation is it isn't just international. The foundation, excuse me, the foundation is 100 years old this year. That's really what we're celebrating with this $1 million. We're celebrating the 100th anniversary of the foundation. And it has a 4-star rating. Its rating last year was 100%, had 100 points. So it's an amazing foundation, but it doesn't just...
For people, there's
Oh,
not a lot of
excuse me.
overhead.
Yes,
This is about
this is
money that people donate and contribute
Yeah.
going to the cause, not the
It's-
salaries and
Yes,
administration.
yeah, it's 9%. Only 9% goes to administration. The rest of it goes. But it doesn't just go overseas. It comes back into the communities. That's the beauty of the way it works. Every year, the district governor raises money. The money that the district governor has to spend was raised 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they have that money to spend. So we had about, locally, we had approximately $45,000 that we could spend. And so local clubs are able to take that money and match it and then do local projects. One example, a wonderful one that's a Worcester project that was going on was with the Worcester schools and the Shrewsbury schools, and they're writing books, and the books are now being published. So that's going to be an ongoing project, but that started with a foundation grant. So the foundation grants can be local, and then they can be huge. They can be big global grants. The Rotary Club of Neshoba Valley is funding a midwifery program in Afghanistan.
Yeah. Lack of doctors.
Yep, and Westboro Rotary Club, telemedicine in rural areas of India. The Wachusett Rotary Club, integrated development in government schools in India. There's a water project going on in Armenia, and that's just from our own District 7910. But then you go global with it, and you know what the major project is. We're this close to eradicating polio.
That's,
And it's a Rotary Foundation that's put that together, along with the Gates Foundation. Gates, they match us 3 to 1.
great. Well, we've got a big event coming up, and
Yes.
we've just got a couple minutes left. And a way for people to contribute is May 25th, Mechanics Hall, a fundraiser. Take it from there.
Well, we're having our gala event. It's a 100th anniversary birthday celebration. We're also going to be celebrating those people who donated that almost $5 million. So those people will be there that evening, many of them, so that we can celebrate their gifts. We're going to have music and dancing and a birthday party, whole celebration. And we have as our speaker Dean Roars. Dean Roars is a director of the foundation. She's a director of Rotary International, and she's the incoming vice president of Rotary International. She's from Canada. She's actually from South Africa, and she has an amazing story to tell. She'll have the people that hear her speak in tears. We'd love to have lots of people there from the community as well as Rotarians. It is $75 a ticket. There's still tables available, and it will be fun. We know it'll be fun.
Well, that's a perfect segue as we close out. So May 25th, Mechanics Hall, Thursday night, 6 to 9 p.m., $70 per person. And if people are interested, they can call Satya Mitra at 508-641-8441. And want to thank both the co-district governors here, Skip and Pat Doyle, for being with us and for letting people know about the great work that Rotary does, how people can join, how they can get involved and make a difference locally and around the globe.